What's up, guys? It's Lee from I Started a Joke. I was wanting to post a quick video today, kind of talking about recent events with Orlando Brown, or the Illuminati, if you want to call it the Illuminati. What my feelings are, or what I know for a fact it is, but I'm gonna call them feelings because some people, they act like you don't know nothing. But see, one thing about me is that I've always been blessed with the gift to hear the truth and to understand the truth. And I know when something funky is going on around me. I know when something funny is going on, just like this sickness that's going on with the sayings come from China or whatever. I see the truth for what it is, and so I just want to jump right into it. So let's talk about the industry, the movie industry. And one thing that I'm gonna talk about right now is a movie called 10 Things I Hate About You, starring Heath Ledger and that other chick that's off of what's it called, Bring It On. That's off of Bring It On, Julia Stiles. Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles. She's on Bring It On. Julia Stiles. Oh, no, so it's not. No, is that her? Is Julia Stiles on Bring It On? Oh yeah, no, she's not. So one thing I'm talking about is a movie called 10 Things I Hate About You, which is stars Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles. So something about this movie is that it came out in 1999. Alright, it's one of my guilty pleasures. I like that movie a lot. And now, if you don't know about Heath Ledger, what you do? Heath Ledger played the Joker in 2008 in The Dark Knight. After his death, when he was 27 years old, after his death, they said that he locked himself in the closet. He locked himself in a hotel for weeks and weeks and weeks to become the Joker, and it ended up turning him crazy. That sounds real stupid because he's an actor first and foremost. To become the Joker, you don't have to lock yourself inside of you don't have to lock yourself inside a hotel for weeks to become the Joker. And another thing that sticks out to me that points to where all this was going, that it was a big plan for him to die when he was 27, that the Illuminati, if that's what you want to call him, was going to kill him off when he was 27, is the fact that in 10 Things I Hate About You, there's a scene in 10 Things I Hate About You which was made 10 years before The Dark Knight. 10 Things I Hate About You, there's a scene where him and Julia Stiles go and they're doing they're shooting paintballs at each other, and they're having a good time. They're shooting paintballs at each other. There's a part where Heath Ledger runs behind a pack of hay. If you've ever been paintballing, you know that there's places you could go to hide from getting shot at, obviously. So he goes behind a piece of hay. And Julia Stiles, obviously it's not her shooting the paintball, it's supposed to be her in the movie, but a paintball that he's getting shot at, and the paintball shoots bum 1-2, green hair, and then red, it shoots the white face, and then a red smile. Now I'm gonna put a screenshot right here inside of here, because a lot of you are gonna think, that's just coincidence. When you see the screenshot of what I'm talking about, it's not coincidence. He's ducking down, and right above him, a picture of the Joker as he gets shot out of the paintball gun. So it just so happened that a green paintball hits the head, a white paintball goes on for the face, and then the red paintball hits it exactly like a smile. So 10 years ago, they were planning for him to be the Joker. So do I think that they were planning on telling him to go lock himself inside of a hotel for weeks to become Joker? No. They knew he was going to be the Joker. They knew that he was going to become, they knew he was going to be the Joker. Now, why they would put something like that inside a movie 10 years before he becomes the Joker, I don't know. I ask myself that question a lot. I say, why do they put these little hints in there? And I think, as of today, I don't know if anyone's ever put this in a video or talked about it. I think I may be the first one. I'm not trying to say. I think I may be the first one that noticed that part. We're watching 10 Things I Hate About You one day, and as you all know, I'm a big Batman fan. So we're watching 10 Things I Hate About You. So all I'm thinking about whenever Heath Ledger's on screen is the Joker, obviously. So to see, and I saw that part happen, like, it's clear as day. I'm gonna put it. Y'all gonna see it too. Y'all gonna see the screenshot. As clear as day that he was meant to be the Joker. I don't know why they'll feel like they had to give us that little hint, or if they even thought people were going to get that hint, or what that was for. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it was like foreshadowing. Maybe they're trying to please the people in Hollywood, or I don't know. But anyway, he died when he was 27 of a drug overdose. And it's funny because, they say things like, people, the big Hollywood guys will go on to tell you that Heath Ledger was having depression, and that he was getting sad, and that he couldn't sleep. And that he had to be taking Ambience, he had to be taking hydrocodones, mixed with this, mixed with that. But see, the people that don't get heard, the people that aren't real big in Hollywood, the people that you only hear on podcasts, and the people that you only hear on radio shows like Michael J. White, who would play Gamble in The Dark Knight, tells you that Heath Ledger was happy. Heath Ledger was having a great time on set. Heath Ledger wasn't sick on set. Heath Ledger was having a good time, and we'll talk about his daughters, and we'll talk about this, we'll talk about that. Heath Ledger was having a fine time. So they tried to blame it on him going crazy from playing the Joker. You don't go crazy from playing the Joker, especially whenever you knew that they knew he was going to be playing him 10 years before. Well, so what I believe happened, I don't know, it's just called a sacrifice. I don't know if his time was up. They could have made way more money with a sequel, with the Joker being inside Dark Knight Rises. They didn't Bane. They didn't need all that. So I don't know what the reasoning is behind them doing this, but I do know that there's some funky stuff going on inside of Hollywood these days. Funky. I'm not saying no cuss words for all you sensitives out there. I'm saying funky. So let me know this. There's a song called "Drop the World," Lil Wayne and Eminem. And in Lil Wayne's second verse, he says, "I know what they don't want to tell you. Just hope you're heaven sent and you're hell proof." So let me tell you, Lil Wayne knows what they don't want to tell us. All right, look, but they're only letting him know a certain amount of stuff too. You hear all these stories about Lady Gaga floating up in the sky. These people coming out and saying, "Oh, I saw demons or I saw aliens whenever I was with Lady Gaga." I know what you're seeing. It's not a reptilian side. What it is demons. And they don't want to believe in a god or a devil, so they choose to call it aliens because aliens is more believable, I guess. So you got Lil Wayne telling us, I know what they don't want to tell you. Well, they got him tricked, and maybe he knows the truth now, but he's too afraid to come out to tell the truth about, what's going on. Because I believe whenever you join the Illuminati, you're joined, they promise you all this great stuff. I mean, imagine being broke as heck, and someone coming up to you and saying, "Hey, I could give you this. I could give you fame. I could give you money. I could give you clout. Everyone will forever know your name." And not only that, but whenever you die, I will give you a spot in hell because I'm the king of hell. So I will give you a spot in hell for which you're gonna run. You're gonna run kingdoms, and you're gonna be, because I have the power of hell. This is the devil talking. I have the power of hell, or whatever. Or maybe the devil doesn't even tell them that he's the devil. Maybe he comes and says that he's an alien, and they believe him because he's doing all these wonders and works, which the Bible says men are gonna come do wonders and works, and people are gonna fall for the lies. So they see people floating. They see how all of a sudden they got famous fast. They see how all of a sudden they get the power and everything, and behind closed doors they gotta do all this evil stuff. But they see all the power and see all the great things happening in front of them. So they're like, "Dang, all this is true. What he's telling me is true. He's gonna give me a kingdom, or whenever I die, there's gonna resurrect my body and I'm gonna live forever." Because in another verse, inside the Drop the World song, Lil Wayne says, "I could die now and rebirth, mother ever. Hop in my spaceship and leave Earth, mother effer, I'm gone." See, so they're telling them in some way, shape, or form that they're gonna live forever. Just pledge allegiance to me, and you will live forever in harmony, which isn't the case at all, because we all know that when Jesus died, he took the keys to hell, and it no longer belongs to Satan, and they're gonna be thrown into hell. Or if they're believing that that is some kind of alien force, the technology that these people are seeing is way above our pay grade, so to speak. Okay, they're choosing what to give us. Look at all that stuff. You see those cars? The world has enough power inside the world, but they have enough technology where you can run every car in the world for free, basically, and every car could run forever, essentially. I mean, eventually you have to probably change the tires out and stuff, but there's no need for gas, or fuels or oil. But that's a video for a different time. Right now we're talking about the industry and all this. So they're choosing to give us the information they want to give us. Okay, they're choosing us to give us this technology, iPhone technology. We could already be talking to each other, in hologram form. But they're not showing us all this because they don't want it for us. They're saving it for themselves. And the devil people. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up the devil. The devil has got the politicians so wrapped up. The devil is telling these politicians, and they're telling Donald Trump and even people above them that hey, you know, I truly, you know, I believe one or two things. I believe that the devil's outright saying, I own hell. Y'all will have kingdoms. I'm gonna let y'all come to life after y'all die. After y'all's body gives out, y'all will still be alive. Or the devil straight up lying to these fools too, and you know, and has them believing that he's some kind of alien, that he's some kind of alien force, and that he has technology to bring people back to life after they die, and that they have the technology. So he has them duped. He has America and he has the whole world duped into believing something that is letting them, you know, is that something that's making them want to sell their souls and want to do this and want to do that. I also believe, you know, Juice WRLD. My girlfriend showed me a video of Juice WRLD selling his soul the other day. Now I don't know how serious the video was. I haven't seen it myself, but I heard the video and you know, I guess they had some candles lit up, and he was selling his soul. What I believe happens whenever you do that is, you know, they promise you they're going to take care of your family forever. You know, you're going to have your time to shine. You're going to have your time of fame. But, you know, who would want to die at 21 years old? Who would want to die at 21 years old? Let's think about it. I'll tell you who would want to die at 21 years old. Someone who's promised that when you do die, you get riches and kingdoms after that. So you're not only, you know, you say, hey, you know, someone comes up to you, you know, a freaking alien. The devil's making you believe that he's an alien or some sorcerer. And he comes to you and says, look, you're going to have this much time of fame, but after 4 years, you're going to die. But don't worry, after you die, you're going to be in paradise with me. You're going to be a kingdom. You're going to be floating around, and it's going to be way better than anything you see here. That's who would want to die at 21. Because the other day I was thinking, who would sell their soul to the devil only to know they're going to die when they're 21 years old? Well, the answer to that question is that they're being promised something after death. They're being promised something after death, okay? So only the promise that they're getting isn't the promise of what Jesus promised us is going to happen to us after death, okay? What I'm trying to say by that is that it's not true. Their promises isn't true. It's not eternal life. Whenever they die, they're going to hell. So it's like Orlando Brown and Nick Cannon. Orlando Brown is someone who I believe who was exposed to the demonic, to the demonic forces of the industry whenever he was real young. Just like Nick Cannon said, which Nick Cannon has no place to talk because they're using him too. He might have his own show and have his own little platform, and you know what? He's the editor. He's the, you know, he thinks he owns Wild 'N Out, but they're using him. What are they using him to do? They're using him to teach young kids it's okay to cuss, have premarital sex with as many people as you can. That's not a sin to do all these things, because he came out after Orlando Brown, made a video saying, Nick, you sucked my penis. Apparently Orlando said that Nick gave him some oral sex, right? Watch the video for yourselves. It's funny. But what I believe that is going on is that Nick Cannon, after that video, Nick Cannon posted a little caption that said, I'm going to put a screenshot of what Nick Cannon's response was. And it basically was, I believe that the demonic forces that Orlando Brown was exposed to in this industry has gotten to him. See, he thinks he owns something he doesn't. Each and every person in this world who thinks that they're above, or thinks that they got out of it, like, I think Nick Cannon actually believes that he, since he's paying for his own show and he's inviting his own guests on his show and he controls that he has nothing to do with the demonic influences of Hollywood. Well, that's not true at all, because like I just explained, he's teaching these young kids all this to do all this dirty stuff. And yeah, what I think about Orlando Brown, I think that half of it, he's doing a character, and he's the one that's actually out of the industry. I think that Orlando Brown is actually one that made it out, but didn't make it out all the way because his mind is still a little bit shook. So he's one that's out. They're not worried about him. You know why they're not worried about Orlando Brown? Because they got everybody believing that Orlando Brown's crazy and that it was drugs that did it, and that it's meth and it was drugs, and he's still on pills. And if you watch the interview he did with Dr. Phil, he's on something, or he's acting like he's on something, but it's all for show, guys. He did not go on Dr. Phil without knowing he was gonna look like that. He went on Dr. Phil knowing how he was gonna look. Okay, he didn't go on Dr. Phil thinking that people were gonna think he was normal. That's stupid. Watch some highlights of Orlando Brown and the Dr. Phil interview. You think that he's gonna go on there expecting to do drugs and then thinking he's gonna look normal to people? He knew how he was gonna look. He knew how he was gonna look. People, okay? He knew that he was gonna look like he was on drugs. He knew that. It's a character, and it's something that they want him to do, and then Dr. Phil's a joke, all right? The whole thing is a little joke. Now, ever since Catch Me Outside, it's all been one big freaking joke, okay? This whole world's a joke. The whole world's a joke. They cut and they edit the interview in so many spots where, you know, Orlando Brown, they want to make him look as stupid as possible. And you could just tell. And then they got his friends who go on there and, oh, we try to help him, and I try to help him. I bet you they've known him for all of a week. They're not his friends. They're not his friends, okay? In the industry in Hollywood, you have no friends. And if you do have friends, you're probably cut off from those friends. Hollywood don't want you to get help. Do you know that Forrest Whitaker wanted to get his little lazy eye fixed, and Hollywood told him no? You know why? Because you look, with that lazy eye, you're more useful to us. If you get it fixed, why the heck would we want some fat, big-eared, overweight guy, you know, in any of our movies? No, that eye makes you who you are. Forrest Whitaker. Hollywood is one big old joke. Is there anything I forgot? Look, please don't fall into these lies from Hollywood, okay? Whenever I do the videos where I cuss on them and I'm doing all the comedy and stuff like that, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm being funny, okay? But that's one thing. But it's another thing to fall into all these lies that the government's spitting out to us. We do not get to choose the politicians with that. We do not get to vote. We didn't get to choose who becomes president. We don't get to choose who's in office. And all the gun laws, I could go on for days about the gun laws. But I'm not going to make the video that long. I don't want to go into the gun laws right now. But all I want you to know is that the people already have the paperwork ready to put out about gun laws, okay? Just like they put out, overnight, it was okay for gay people to get married. How gay people going to be able to get married? Like, this is going to be a big old fight. I mean, it's going to be a big, who's going to, bam, happen overnight. They already had the paperwork signed. Just like with the gun laws. They have all the paperwork ready. All the paperwork's ready to be signed. They don't need to print out, oh, this shooting happened, that shooting happened, this shooting happened. Because they already got all the shootings that they got planned out. That are going to happen. They already got that all written up. They already got the shootings that happened in the past. They already got that written up. And one thing about that is that I believe that they're taking crazy people from mental homes, and they're saying they drug them up. They're taking people from mental homes, and they're saying, hey, you want to kill people anyway. You're crazy. You're sick in your head. Here goes the AR-15. Go into this movie theater, the school, shoot them up. And we're just going to bring you back into the men's home, or you're going to go into prison. That's it. They're like, that's it. Yeah, and plus you're going to be famous because we're going to let you go in there. They're taking our guns away, people, just like that. They're taking people out that are already crazy and letting them go shoot people up, and that's it. Another thing to end the video on, the gun control. Another thing about is, like, the guy who went and shot up the Dark Knight Rises, the one who shot up the Dark Knight Rises when they first premiered, white guy went in there and shot out up. Weeks later, he went into court with green hair, and they were saying, "Oh my God, look, he's crazy. He dyed his hair green, and he's crazy, and look at him." Let me look at the camera and say this to y'all. How in the hell did he dye his hair green when he was in prison? Tell me how. How was he allowed to go into court with his hair dyed like that? They let him. They let him, people. They dyed his hair. They said, "Oh, you got to go to court looking crazy," and they pumped him full of all kinds of benzos and stuff to make him incoherent, to make him look crazy. You tell me what? He was in prison and he comes to court with his hair green, and we're supposed to accept that and say, "Oh my God, this man's crazy. Look, he came to court with green hair." He was in prison all the time. Who do you think dyed his hair? Himself? Come on, people, don't fall into the lies. This has been Leaf. I started a joke. The whole world's a joke. Thank you.